Hello everyone, my name is Yuri from Mouse, and we are back for week 6 of the GT Sprint series with another track guide. This time we are at Interlagos, and Interlagos changed a bit. We have a new car that I think will be good here, but also the track limits changed a bit since we're last here with the series. So a couple things to go over. Always tricky here with the high temperatures, even though they're not as high this season as they have been in the past. Should lead to some bit easier time in the race, maybe some nicer racing as well. So let's get into it and see how we drive. Alright, so here we are in the last sector, about to start a new lap on a kind of new Interlagos. And it's kind of new not because the track changed, but the track limits changed since we were last year in the series. So we're running the McLaren, race through as usual. Tires might still be a bit cold. Onto reverse flyer. Turn 1, we want to look at the 50. Like right at the 50 on the outside. We go all the way on the curb on the inside. Get it rotated. Now we can use the curb on the exit here if we want to. There's an entrance road on the right side as a brake marker. We've run a bit wider on the exit than we're used to here. And turn 5, 6, all about keeping the rotation. And still run wide on the exit here, on the curb. We can't run as tight on the apex, the first right hander. Second one, we want to follow the inside. Like from the outside here. Easy on the throttle. And we want to keep it tight on the exit here. Try to set up still for a good exit. And then we only have to run to the line for a lap around Interlagos with the new track limits. And have a closer look from the outside cam now. Right, so here we are from the outside cam. Have a closer look at the lines we take. Turn 1, we want to run all the way on the outside here. It's a bit bumpy, but it will improve our line into turn 1. And just like last week, turn 1, 2, and 3 are all connected. I want to brake right at the 50. I want to brake as much in the straight line as we can. So in the straight line, and slowly start bringing the car to the inside. And you want to end up at the apex here with the whole car on the inside curb as slow as you can to open up turn 2 and turn 3. So you kind of want to park it a bit on the inside here, get the car rotated, and the moment you're off the curb here, you don't want to run wide at all. You can run flat or almost flat through turn 2 and turn 3. So it goes like this. So I'm almost flat here, and then flat immediately to get a nice exit from the turn 1, turn 3 complex. So let's have a closer look at exactly what inputs we do here in the Dave Delta app. We go to analyze our data and we click on the lap. You see turn 1, 2, and 3. We select those. So you can see we're braking, going to the high brake, and slowly reducing the brakes a bit because even though it's not a high downforce car, we still have quite a bit of downforce, and the more we slow down, the more pressure from the downforce we lose and the less we can brake. Then when we start turning in, you see here, when we really start turning in, we need to reduce the brake, keep that tiny bit to 5%, 5 to 10% of brake onto the apex to keep that bit of rotation, and then slowly build up the throttle after we park it on the apex of turn 1. And then after that, we can almost hold it on 100, on 80% right before the apex of turn 2, just to keep a bit of stability. Sometimes if you run a tiny bit deeper in turn 1, you'll have to lift a bit more. but you want to aim for flat or almost flat through turn 2, and then turn 3 can be easy flat. So let's go back to iRacing. So back in iRacing now. So we look at the rest of the lap. Then turn 4, I'll look at this entrance road on the right side here, a bit past the 100 marker. Want to break that, and then you want to follow the inside curb here. And unlike how we were last time, you can use this curb on the exit here without getting the off track. So that's nice, a bit more consistent than it used to be. Gotta run up to turn 5-6. 5-6 is very tricky. What you want to do here, maximize your entry. You don't have to be completely on the grass. Just get close to the gas as you want. Then tiny bit on the brake, and you want to hold that bit on the brake to keep the rotation in the car. And your aim with the brake, you can see we're still a bit on the brake, is to get the car to rotate, have the weight on the front, and then once we have that rotation, we get close to the exit, we can start building throttle without the car understeering off. You want to open up the first hairpin, so you want to be with your right side tires close to the edge of the curb. Bring it to the inside, and unlike before, we can't run all the way to the grass here anymore. It will give you an off track now, as I think it should. So you can still cut quite a lot, but not as much as you used to here. And you want to follow with your left side tires right along the edge of the white line here, all the way through. You want to follow that to the exit. Open up a bit for the next corner here, so you don't want to hug the inside too long. You want to bring the car to the outside, and when you start braking, you have the car not parallel, but close to parallel with the outside white line, and that will allow you to brake quite a lot later. Back to the inside, careful with the throttle here. It's very easy to lose traction here on the exit because the track starts falling away from you a bit, especially if you run all the way to the left side. I don't like going all the way to the left side. So we can open up the down left-hander. And again, you want to get close to the where the curb starts sloping without driving all the way on it. And then here, they change the track limits. We used to be able to go from this point here to the outside with the middle of the car to the drain pipe here. Now, even going with our left side tires close to this white line here will give us an off track. So the middle of the car cannot go to the right of this line is what I think the new track limits are. So you want to make sure that the left side tires, because it's very hard to have a reference where exactly the middle of the car is, left side tires quite a bit to the left of this white line. Then open up the last corner like this, like we used to. Don't like running all the way on the curb, and try to focus as much on the exit as again, because we have that long run up the hill back to the start finish line left. And that's the lap around Interlagos with the new track limits. So there we go, another track guide done. Couple things change on the track, most things stay the same. Still has really nice flow, so I would recommend everyone to drive this week if you have the time. Always a good time around this track, leads always to some good races. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see everyone next week for the next track guide.